Hey folks, so I try to put out a lesson every day whenever possible, but we got a new puppy this week, so that's set me back a little bit. I've been kind of busy, so we're getting back into it today. I got one by request. This is Born on the Bayou by CCR. We're going to start out with this little riff. Okay, so that's like the main riff. Now there's another part underneath that, and this is an E7 chord. I kind of started with a hammer on. And what I'm doing is I'm just going up the chord to the third string, and then the first string to second string. So, and then we get into a repetitive thing where we do the third string, first and second. So it starts with the hammer on. And these three notes repeat. And every now and again, you'd hit the third string to first string, and then you could do another hammer on. So. Okay, and then at the same time, we have an E7 chord that's doing like a one and. So sometimes you kind of let the chord ring and put some downstrokes in that. But basically what you have is a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and sometimes I'll stop that chord so it's not ringing the whole time, so it sounds kind of funkier that way. So you can kind of add some downstrokes to it, but it's mostly like the emphasis is on those upbeats, the ands. So it's 3, 4, 1 and da da. So most of what's happening is upstrokes on the ands. Now you'll have a little thing, I've got this on the page 2 of the tab as a little variation. You'll put a little 2 in here if you can. So look out for that little thing, putting a 2 in. Okay, then in the second verse, we're kind of chugging through all that kind of stuff. After a couple times of the second verse, we're gonna go A, G, and that's like the 2s and the opens. And then we're gonna move into a D to A. We'll do that like 5 times. So after those 5 times, we're going to have E7. And then we have a little solo starts. It's going to be 2 here. And then it's going to go pull off, 2 to 1 on the G string. So we get in all kind of cool little lead riffs here. So what we have is 6 pull-offs. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now that 6th one, you're going to hold that 1 a little bit, so. You got a 2 and a 1 leading you back into. Okay, so all together we got 2, 3, 4, and then 3, 4, 5, 6. You got 2 of them there, and then you go. Okay, so we slid the 2 to the 4, 3 on the second string, open on the bottom. Once we get into the sliding into here, we got 2 to 1, and then slide again. And then we start doing pull-offs again. We're going to do 5 of them that time. 2, 2, 2. So all together we got. Okay, now the next part of the solo is gonna have sevens. So this is, I got middle finger on the big string, 7, and then I got ring finger on the second string, 7. We're gonna go. So I slid them both, then I hit the higher string to the lower one. So then we're gonna go both 9s to the 7s. I'm gonna go 7s, we hit them both, then the bass, and then both. So we got. Now we have 6 and 5. We're gonna go both of them, then bass, then both again. Same thing on 7s. Now 7s is actually gonna do 2 basses there at the end. So 1 double 1, 2 basses, and then we go. Here we're gonna jump to a higher one. So same. Now little 5 with the big 7. So that was 7 and 5 to the 9s, 7s, 9, 9, 9. Then we got. So we had the 6, 5, and then we went to the 9s and back. And then we have D, A, E, 4, 2, open. 7s, 7, 6, 5, 6, 4, 5. 4, 2, open at the end. So let's do it the third time. We got. Now this fourth time, we're going to switch to this 4, 2, 3 to the A, the 2s, to the E. So let's look at the last half of the solo when we get into the 7 and 9 thing. We got. And then you can get back to your beginning riff. And your upbeats. And then look for your eventually, that's like the chorus, Born in the Bayou thing, D, A. Now we have another thing later on. We have a. And that repeats a lot. So we start out with a little 5 on the second string, 6, 5, 6 on the G, to the E bass there, the big 2. So we got. Now we're going to get into a repetitive thing, 4 to 6. So 4, 6, and then that 5 on the second, back to the 6, back to the 5. And then we're going to go. Okay, and you have your E minor pentatonic scale. And see what he's done is he's using that major third, that G sharp. Think about an E scale. Do, re, mi. So you got the G sharp in there from a major scale. He's using that with his E minor pentatonic note. So that's a cool one to know about. It's like when we go, kind of add in a major element. All right, Born on the Bayou by request. Hope you all dug that. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks a lot.